All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Three Amibros podcast. As always, this
Well, I'm
podcast
eating, bro.
is sponsored by sleep
Hold on,
deprivation,
hold on, hold on.
caffeine, a little bit of sports rage, and a little bit of Mary Jane. And as always, your hosts, I myself am Chris. We have my boy Justin, and of course, we got McJam behind the scenes making everything happen. Justin, how are you doing today?
Bro, I'm living the dream. It's been a busy work week, busy week in general. But you know what? I'm so thankful to be here this week. We didn't get a chance to do it last week, and I missed all this football talk. And there's been some schemy things going on, and I can't
Very
wait to get this
schemy.
going.
Yes,
So
there's so much to talk about in the world of the NFL, the NCAA, in fantasy. I mean, you just can't trust people anymore. There's a lot of slime balls out there who will
Can't
tell
trust
you
nobody out here.
that you got a deal in place, and they'll say, "Send that over," and I'll accept it. And then you do, and they don't, and they don't, and they don't, and they bitch out. But
Whoa,
Justin,
whoa, whoa,
what was
whoa, whoa,
what?
whoa, whoa, whoa. Ain't nobody bitch out. Ain't nobody bitch out.
Alex
Did you
isn't
hear
really here to
something?
speak his choice, but like to be honest with you, when I saw the first part come through, the
Can
part
you
that he's
not
really
hear
mad
me?
about, it was insane. First off, talk about the original trade that you got.
The one that actually went through.
Yeah, the first one, the one that started all the commotion, because this is what's fucking crazy. I know Alex isn't here to vouch for himself, but the whole thing, the whole scenario was so sketchy. I had to call you. Well, I called you within 15 minutes. Like, dude, what the
You
fuck? How
did.
did you manage this?
So the one that actually went through, because some people are men of their words, is I traded for Patrick Mahomes with um Kareem Hunt. And it's a wild story. I mean, you might say that that's a wild trade, but basically what happened was there's a gentleman in our league who had both Patrick Mahomes and Tua, two grade A quarterbacks right there. And I had Joe Burrow, who has done nothing. So I really needed a quarterback. So I reached out to him hoping to get Tua because Tua was on his bench at the time. He actually said, "Well, I'm actually interested in giving up Patrick and going with Tua." And he asked me about my running back situation. I said, "It's not great. I lost Nick Chubb.
It's so horrible.
This is this is what I got. This is all I have." And he straight up said, "I'll give you Patrick Mahomes for Kareem Hunt."
Say that one more time because I can't believe this is still a fucking thing that happened.
He said, "I will give you Patrick Mahomes for Kareem Hunt." And I knew people were going to judge that trade. And so I kept saying, "Well, I can give you Joe Burrow with that." Didn't want Joe Burrow. Oh, I can give you Baker Mayfield. He was currently trying to get CJ Stroud off the waiver wire. So he's like, "I may not even need Baker." And so I'm like, okay, straight up. Well, so that's how I got Kareem Hunt, but that really wasn't the original trade that I was trying to execute that day. That just happened out of nowhere. The original trade, and I really wish Alex was here so he could
Oh, I'm
share his
here.
side of the
Oh,
story.
I'm here.
But the original trade was that I really wanted
You
I
really
fucking hate
wanted,
you,
I think
bro.
Alvin Kamara is who you wanted,
No.
right? You
thank
really
you.
wanted Alvin
I
Kamara.
wanted Alvin
You guys
Kamara.
had this elaborate trade of yours. You first off, you had
Yes,
too many hands in the kitchen. You fucked up because you played with too many people.
I
Yes, you
did.
did,
Took your
sir.
dick out and just like wiped it on
Yes,
everybody.
you did.
Well, it
Yes, you
was
did.
my team needed a complete rebuild. And so that started with my deal with Alex, where I wanted Alvin Kamara. Thank you for reminding me. I don't know why
Yeah,
I
you're
blanked
welcome.
on his name.
Yeah,
That's
because
who I
you
really
really want
wanted.
him.
He really wanted Debo. That
You
was a
did.
tough give up because Debo was honestly arguably my best player on the team, obviously. So I we kind of went back and forth for almost a week, it feels like, of like, okay, what would you do? He offered me DJ Moore at one point, and I said, I don't want DJ
You
Moore.
said
I feel
no,
like an
bro.
idiot for
Yeah.
saying no to that because up until that point, he hadn't done anything.
This
So
was
basically, where we landed was I would give up Debo, I would give up Tyler Lockett, and I would give up. Um,
Van Jefferson.
Van Jefferson, Chris, I think it was.
I think you're right, Justin. I think it was
I
Van
fucking hate
Jefferson.
this whole thing where you guys are saying I'm not here. What the fuck is
And
going on?
he was gonna give me Alvin Kamara, Michael Pittman, and my boy, you guys know I love some
Oh my
Jameson
God.
Williams.
Can't fucking catch a ball.
So I was driving home from work that day. Alex, we went back and forth. We agreed on this. I pulled into the driveway and I go, all right, dude. Well, I just got home. I'm gonna go check on my boy. And I'm gonna send you that trade offer for what we just agreed on. He goes, great, and I'll accept it. It's like terrific. I came inside, kissed my son on the head, sat down, sent out the trade, not hearing anything. I don't know, 30 minutes goes by. So I just shoot him a text. Hey, I sent the trade over. Not a damn thing. So I'm not hearing from him. I'm like, whatever. So I go and I start working out. And that's when I initially reach out to Ryan for the Patrick Mahomes trade. And it goes down. Then suddenly Alex comes out of the woodworks to comment on that trade after it goes down. But yet he was silent. He was a ghost up until that
Dead
point
silent.
when our trade was just on the table. And he became a ghost afterwards too. He wouldn't accept my phone calls. He wasn't responding to my text. Nothing. He was ghosting me to the extreme.
Chris, I remember you called me and you're like, have you heard from Alex?
Yeah.
I still
Well,
haven't heard from him. He's still not here. Where is he?
It got to a point
I
where
can't
we were
with you
going to
guys.
record last week's episode, right?
Yeah.
And it was getting really close to the time we were recording, and Alex still had not mentioned anything in the group chat. So I actually did get to a point where I was legitimately concerned for him because, like, man, something might be wrong. I hope he's doing okay. Have you heard anything? But he just remained aloof, and that's when I knew this trade wasn't going to go down. It wasn't happening. So I reached out. I was like, I'm going to move Debo no matter what.
Yeah.
I just want him to see that I moved Debo. And so I made a deal with my brother that has so far blown up in my face because I lost one of the gentlemen in that trade in Herbert from Chicago. I still have Pacheco, but it's okay because you know what, Justin? I'm bad in 4 out of 6 fantasy leagues right now. The only 2 I'm good in have no money on the line. And I've realized, though, that it's for the greater good of the Lions. So I'm actually A-okay with sucking in fantasy the rest of the year as long as my Lions do something.
That whole thing was so elaborate, and there were so many hands in the kitchen for everybody. Like even on our end, me and Cypress were freaking out about it. Called Alex, talked to Rose about it. Like it was just
well, please share your side of the story then. Well, like I'd like to hear their reactions through you.
Oh, dude, well, first I saw that thing and I saw Patrick Mahomes and I ignored it. And then Cypress called me.
Is it hard for you boys to imagine
like,
I'm not
hey,
here? I just keep talking through
Patrick
me.
Mahomes just got traded for fucking Kareem Hunt. And I said, what? I said, no way, Jose. And me and Cypress been talking about a trade, but like we were like, it's fishy. We don't want Chris to get weird about it. And then we see this, and we're both. She's like, I'm pissed. I would take one of your players, and blah 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 blah. And I was like, dude, I know. And Chris just pulled some dumb thing, and I had to call him. Be like, dude, what the fuck happened? And then he tells me the story, and I go, I'm more mad at Ryan at this point. Fuck Chris. Like, good for Chris. Like, did I not? I literally said, good for you. I don't know how you did it, but good for you. And I am still pissed at Ryan for letting you have it. It's blowing up in your face. Patrick Mahomes is fine. Joe Burrow defied.
Didn't help the week that you played me.
Do you guys hear that?
Still lost.
I just hear white noise. It's almost like a ghost is on this podcast.
Whoa. Is that what we're doing here?
It keeps getting louder. Hopefully we'll find him soon. Hopefully he'll come out. Dude, have you guys seen from Alex?
I have not heard from Alex yet. McJam, have you heard from Alex?
Haven't talked to him in a while.
Well, I know he just got back from a cruise. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you my side of the story. Since you boys don't want to listen to me like I'm a ghost, I'm going to just sit here and just be ghostly things and talk like you boys aren't even here.
Well, should we
So,
get to the
so
Lions Den at
there
this
was
point?
this amazing point where I wanted to get Debo in my beautiful team. My team is amazing. I drafted beautifully, I would say. I got, you know, four of the best running backs in the league. Bijan Robinson, Raheem Mostert, now that his backup or his sidekick is injured, he might be the best running back in the league. And then week 3 comes around with those two. Week 4, Alvin Kamara. Week 5, who knows what's going to happen when JT absolutely kills it in the rest of the season. And I wanted Debo, and I was willing to give up Alvin Kamara for him. Wasn't super excited to get 3 wide receivers from Christopher. I made the deal. And then I thought about it, and I wanted to change who I was getting. But I was on the phone with Justin after all this happened, and I told him I'm still going to go with the deal. I'm going to be a man of my word, but I'm going to make him sweat a little bit. And then I see in the chat, Debo has been traded. No problem.
Actually.
No
Okay,
problem.
I'm gonna
we
recognize
haven't
Alex's
actually.
presence for a second because that's half of a lie and half a truth.
Nope.
Because he did not say he was going to continue with the trade. He's like, I don't
did.
know if I want to do it. I'm so fucking pissed. He was
Yep.
so upset. He
I
was
was so-
literally mamming. But you know what? There's a
I was
great.
hot-headed, but I was going to go with the deal because I said my word on it that I was going to go through with it. So I was going to go through with it.
I don't know. Okay, first off,
I
this is
don't
coming
know.
from the guy that has stole several of my fantasy picks because he sees my cues and does this stuff. So what Alex says is really, well, sometimes he can take it, sometimes he can't. I'll give him like half 50-50 on this. But you know what? Jake,
100%.
Mr. McJam, sorry. Beep.
100%. I was going to
Man of my word.
absolutely
I
make
didn't
this
want to
trade.
do it what I gave for you, but I did it. It took me 2 weeks, but we did it.
I have
And
big respect for that.
yeah.
What did you get?
Oh, I gave away Brian Robinson Jr. for Russell Wilson, who is now dropped. And by the way, I'm still mad. If TJ ever listens to it, and I know he doesn't, I asked for Dak Prescott on several occasions. I offered to trade him good players for Dak Prescott. And I look at the waiver wires this week, and the motherfucker's sitting on the waiver wire. So I picked him up for free. But like, I was so mad
He
because
probably thought that he was going to be more valuable, and then it got to a point where he didn't think that you would still want to trade.
man, that guy.
I would
was like,
love to be a part of this conversation.
oh, you hear that? He's back.
You know what?
I think he's there. I think he's away.
We'll acknowledge Alex. We'll admit that he's there.
What was this? What was this
You
bit for?
left me heartbroken. I was
We just want to make
treating
you sweat.
like a ghost.
Can I get
We were
my
going to
side of the
acknowledge you.
story?
We just wanted you to sweat.
Can I get my side of the story? Yeah.
No,
here
you
we
already
go.
said your side. Of
I
the
gave
story.
you my side of the story. I've also been ass busy this weekend. Okay.
Oh, okay. So there's very few times where Alex is like dead to the world. And for all last week, Alex was dead to the world. I tried to get a hold of him on several times and dead. I needed a friend.
Dead. Hey,
he didn't care who I was.
Listen. I want to say this to everybody out there. I was working a lot, and one of my downfalls is when I get too many text messages. In a span of 3 days, I got 100 and something text messages. I don't respond. That's on me. I should have, responded, even if it was going to be a no to Chris. But it was fun to make him sweat. Should have been there.
It was going to be a no.
even if. But that's on me. I should be better in that aspect, and I'll take ownership of that. What I will take also ownership in is absolutely fucking you up in fantasy football. Don't want to be that guy, but
At this point,
183 points. I don't.
My team's injured
Okay.
and destroyed.
Oh, injury. Yeah, my team not.
You know what? I think you can't at this point when it was week 1 or week 2, you could really make fun of Chris and poke at Chris and get him because he would still have some hopes. Alex, he has no hopes.
0-5.
Let's
Is that
just
where
be
you are right now?
honest with you right now. You probably have the best team in that league. Let's just say it. Like
Which is why when like the playoffs are set, like the seeding, it's like getting real close. I'm gonna look at who you're gonna go up against, and it's gonna be a fire sale on my team to them.
Hey, what is the trade deadline?
Hey,
I'll look into it.
There's the
There
trade
is a
deadline
trade
in this
deadline,
league.
and I'll look into it.
I think it's
but
week 11.
you know what? You still have to get through me. I'm still good. I'm still winning games.
Yeah,
McJam
I'm not
beat
saying that
you a
I'm
couple
not.
weeks ago. Sorry, McJam. Chris, I've had your ass on every league we played. You're just not doing good. I have nothing. I feel bad.
At least in this league, it's like, okay, I just suck.
Yeah.
In
it's
the
just-
other league, I have a great team, but the scoring will not allow me to have a great team.
Oh, okay. I do want to point out that Justin got me last week in Yahoo, but
I crushed his ass. BT dubs. I fucked him up.
In
But he would
Yahoo?
beat everybody else.
yeah, I had a really good week.
Game like that this week.
I had a really good week. The only player that would have beat me was Justin. But in our sleeper league, Jay,
You barely got me, bitch.
Hey.
And it's because
hey,
reasons.
but is that a win?
that was a win. That was a good win.
That's a win, baby. We're
I was
one
about,
and
you
one
handed
for
me
the
my
season.
first loss of the
We are
season.
1-1 for the season. I cannot wait till we play in the ESPN league
Why you want to
and
lose?
beat that ass. Take the number 1 spot.
Well, boys, as much as I normally would love talking fantasy football, it's a little bit heartbreaking for me this year. So let's talk about real football. And Alex, we ignored you long enough. Why don't you clock in, go to work, take us to the steel mill?
You know,
Where's your jersey?
this-
Hold on. Where's your jersey?
I'm wearing it.
What? What is that?
The
69,
Pittsburgh
baby.
Dogs.
No, it's Shorzy. Hockey is back, boys. I know that
Yeah,
we're
but
not
you
talking
lost
about it right now,
yesterday.
but hockey's back, baby.
You lost.
We did not lose.
You
Okay.
lost yesterday.
The
You
Penguins-
hella lost yesterday, BT
No, we
Doug.
didn't
I watched that
hella
game.
lose. We didn't hella lose. We did not hella lose. When
You were
lose
winning 3-2
by-
and lost 4-2 in the
Yeah,
third
when you
period
lose
with
to an
9
open
minutes
net,
left.
open netter isn't really okay.
It wasn't an open netter,
Don't
motherfucker.
talk.
They had to score first
Three
in
to-
order to
Three
get.
to three. It
It
was
was-
3-2. It was 3-2, and then we pulled our goalie, and there was an open net.
No, motherfucker. It
goal.
was no.
It was
It was
4-2.
not.
They
No.
beat us 4-2. Yes,
Yes.
they did. They beat
No,
us
no.
4-2. Dude,
This
did
isn't
you
even.
watch
We're
the
about to talk
game?
football. I watched the entire game. You were up 3-2. They were losing in the third
No,
period.
we were up
Yes, they
2-1.
won
We were up
4-2.
2-1. We were up 2-1. The score ended 4-2.
I gotta look this up.
Okay, go ahead. We
I am.
lost. So we had a score from
You did lose
It-
4-2.
we lost 4-2. We were down 3. We were down 3-2. Pulled our goalie with a minute and like 14 seconds left. Got
Sorry, you were up 2-1.
open
and
netter.
then
We
you
were up
just
2-1.
kept-
We were up 2-0. We let them score 4 in a row without a goal.
That sucks.
But we're not talking about hockey right now. We are talking about the Pittsburgh
This is
Steelers.
where I wish you would have
football.
wore a football jersey, though. That's why I'm telling you, because you actually got to win. A good
Yeah.
win.
You know,
good
you know
win.
why I didn't wear a football jersey? Can I be honest with you? Because my little heart couldn't handle the game. So I only watched the fourth quarter.
Why? You just
Because I
assumed
had
you're gonna get smashed?
so I had an absolute gnarly bet going for the week. And it was like plus 4,000. And I was, I have a bone to pick with you, Christopher. I have a bone to pick with you.
Okay.
Sam Laporta over 55.5 yards. Fucking can't get it. Are you kidding me? I lost out
I know
on
someone else who had the same bet.
$1,500 because Sam Laporta couldn't get 9 yards.
Oh, see, the guy I knew needed him to get 4 more yards.
Oh, I was in the 9-yard train. He had 48, and I needed 55.5. So 8 yards. But dude, how do you catch 2 touchdowns and 46 yards? What the fuck is that about, huh?
Ask
But
Kittle.
yeah, Kittle, three touchdowns and
Don't talk about
3
it.
receptions, 3 touchdowns. Oh yeah, sorry, Justin.
Talk about it.
Oh, so
Move
sorry.
on. Let's talk
Okay,
about
yeah,
the
we'll
Steelers.
move on. We'll move on. I'm wearing a jersey because maybe hockey didn't win, but football did win. So, I watched the last game, and I will tell you, I watched the highlights. I rewatched them. They looked like dog shit. Okay, the fact that we didn't watch it, I'm happy a little bit because they look like absolute dog shit. They did not know how to run the ball. They did not know how to throw the ball at all. Fourth quarter came around. This is why I have a little bit of high hopes for Kenny Pickett. If he can figure it out for 3 quarters, like he's really good in the fourth quarter. He like is really good in the fourth quarter. He just cannot figure it out for the first 3 quarters. And I will tell you this, watching Matt Canada's unexcited ass watch a touchdown is absolutely insane.
Well, you know why, right?
What?
You know why?
Because he fucking checked out of it and he checked into
Yeah.
a better play. Oh, I'm so sorry. I saw a meme. It was like, oh, Canada, I'm so sorry that he checked out of a play and got a 41-yard touchdown because you were gonna run up the middle and lose 3. It was like, what the fuck? Like, this is.
Do you see actually at the Pittsburgh Penguins game? They were chanting
"Fire Canada." They don't want him anymore. And you know what's so crazy? You know what's even crazier? 2 of us can call ourselves division leaders right now. And you would think it would be the Cowboys and the Lions, but it is not. It is the Steelers and
your
the Lions.
division is weird.
Our division, I remember when we were all talking about how the AFC West was going to be so fucking good and all these things. Remember that? Like, what, a year or 2 ago?
Mm-hmm.
And they were dog shit. Kind of like our division. Our division's dog shit. Our division has a molester, has a quarterback who doesn't know, maybe a coach who doesn't know how to use his quarterback, and Lamar Jackson, because he looks like dog shit. You have a quarterback who's hopefully back, who got paid millions and millions of dollars to suck on one calf. And then you have a quarterback who might be the worst quarterback to have on a team because he really raises your hopes in the fourth quarter, but lets you down the rest of the game. So, I'm kind of mad because at what point are we going to? I think I'm on the train of I'm at the point with Mike Tomlin of at what point is average and getting the 16th, 17th, 18th overall pick enough?
That's what I asked you in the offseason, and you got mad at me.
I know. And now I think I'm at the point where it's like, I may have had this high hopes for Kenny Pickett.
You still fucking do. You just did. Literally 2 seconds ago. You just said he's the worst quarterback in the fourth quarter. He still sucks dick, Alex. The other fucking fourth quarters, he still did horrible. I can't believe you're still defending this man.
When you get to Cowboys corner.
I'm sorry. As soon as you said something about Kenny Pickett, I couldn't hold my breath. I've been sitting here quiet as fuck. I still can't believe you back Kenny Pickett. You're insane.
Listen.
He's so trash, bro.
Listen. It's the kind of way that you back Dak Prescott.
You haven't heard me say anything about Dak this year, guys?
You have actually. You have said that his offense needs to get better, but Dak's playing okay.
No, I never said that.
I just asked him if he thought they should get rid of him after this year if they don't go a certain distance, and he said no.
I said that it's going to take time for Mike Tomlin and Dax to kind of collide.
Mike McCarthy.
What did I say?
Tomlin.
Oh, damn.
We were talking about the Steelers.
Okay.
But anyway, we'll get this into Cowboys corner.
Last year, we'll get into this in
Cowboys corner. We are in the steel mill. We are in the
this year,
you
wanted to suck it again. And then you're still sucking it. And he still sucks. You guys are winning because your defense is fucking good. You're not winning because your offense can do something. Oh, Kenny Pickett threw a 42-yarder to a wide open fucking George Pickens.
Not wide open.
The only reason you won the game is because you had one good play.
All you need is one. All you need is one. And don't they always say that defenses win championships? Isn't that the old homage that defenses win championships?
Hey,
but
Chris,
what I will
if I
say,
ask you a question, who's better, Joe Flacco or Kenny Pickett?
That's like, who would I rather have as my QB right now?
In their prime.
Oh, in their prime, Flacco.
Oh, Joey Flacco. You're not in Kenny Pickett's prime, though.
He had a prime. It was at Pitt before he got drafted.
Ooh, okay. Also true.
Also, listen, guys, I don't know why the fuck you're coming so hard at the Pittsburgh Steelers right now.
No, it's just Kenny. I don't care about the Steelers. I'm so happy.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Hold on. I'm gonna be real with you. No matter who the fuck you put back there, with Matt Canada calling plays like he's calling plays, it does not matter.
I get it.
Like
Okay.
it,
You don't
so
think
that's why
Trubisky
I
would do
still
better?
have kind of high hopes for Kenny Pickett. Is if we had a good play caller and Kenny Pickett was sucking, I would be like, okay, Kenny Pickett needs to leave. But the fact that Kenny Pickett was able to do what he did towards the end of the season last year and show what he did and show in offseason and show the lights that he does have as a second year quarterback, if we got an actual offensive coordinator that could call plays, I would love to see that for 1 year to then make a judgment on if it is Kenny Pickett or not. Because
You
if
sound
it's
like a
not Kenny
Jets
Pickett,
fan.
who the fuck do we get? Mitchell Trubisky? Who the fuck do we go out and get? Cam Newton?
You
Colin
sound
Kaepernick?
like a Zach Wilson and the Jets.
But Zach Wilson and the Jets, the thing about them is they have at least Aaron Rodgers coming back in a year. We don't have anybody coming back in a year. We have Kenny Pickett.
You could trade for Cousins.
No. I don't
Just
want
throwing
I
that
don't
out
want
there.
old man Cousins.
Honestly, either
I'd
way or not,
rather
how
take a
I can say
gamble on a second year quarterback than have Kirk Cousins.
I can say a lot of things about Kenny Pickett, and it's specifically just your love and your like, oh, he's this, he's that. That really drives me up a wall
But listen,
because he's not that good. But
the three of us are
honestly,
part
there's
of
how the fuck you guys are 3-2 beyond me.
we are 3-2 with 2 divisional wins. Tell me how that tell me when we were starting this, did you like, oh yeah, they're gonna win 2 divisional games, the first 2 games they have against the Browns and the Ravens.
We laughed at your entire schedule when you
Very
started
surprising.
winning all these. We said, "Oh, dude, no way."
And I will say this to end out the steel mill. I will say this. The one thing that makes this podcast so lovable is you may have noticed also, I have changed areas. I'm in a garage right now. Things are working. It's my first time. That's what I said. It's my first time. But I will say the kid is on a sleep training and we record right about the time he goes to bed. So yelling, my wife gets yelled at me. It's not a good time. So I just remove myself from the house because I don't want to get yelled at. But what
Is
I
this
will
a
say,
detached garage?
no, my right up there. See this? You see
Right
this?
above.
You see the ceiling right above us? But it's at least in a different room.
He's not
But I
pointing at
will
me.
say though, what I will say is the one thing that makes this podcast so lovable is we are 3 of the most die-hard fucking team fans. Okay. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Lions, and the Cowboys. And then we have a team that just doesn't know how to put it together in the Cardinals. But that's okay. It's okay. Hey, they'll get there one time. But we are 3 of the most diehard fans. Even when the Lions were fucking 0-7 and they had Jared Goff. I don't think they were 0-7, but they had Jared Goff.
They were 1-7.
Fucking 1-7. Chris
1 and
was
6.
fucking looking to get a new damn team, but wasn't
No, that's
really
not
looking
true.
to get rid of Jared Goff. We weren't looking to get a new full team, but like a team that he could root for on the side.
Yes, aside.
We literally had a
team.
sweepstakes going. Okay.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what makes us so lovable is we love our teams. And no matter who you put back there, if you would put Mitchell Trubisky back there, I think I would support Mitchell Trubisky. You have to. If you don't have belief in your team,
It's that blind
it's a sad
faith.
season.
But like when are you like a little realistic that you're like, damn, my Steelers are fucking up right now? Like I have not ever heard you say that, man, my Steelers suck right now.
The thing I want to say that so bad, but when you're the leader of your fucking division at 3-2, how? Like, how do you say that? Like, how do you go? Yeah, my Steelers are fucking up right now. You're winning your division.
You can say you're
Do
in
you
luck.
want to be?
No, I don't want to win my division.
Yeah.
But here we are, winning our fucking division,
Yeah,
making the
might
playoffs
screw
with
you.
this goddamn team, and hopefully I can win my bet with Justin. This is good for me because
It is good for you. It is good for you.
if Kenny Pickett fucking makes it to the playoffs,
Yeah, but he doesn't he have to win?
yeah, he has to win. I'm not saying, but our defense is good enough to get us through the first game.
They've won games that we don't even think they were supposed to win, so
Yeah,
it could
true.
happen.
Yeah,
They've-
it could.
And I want to end it out with, I know I've said that twice, but I want to end it out with what's worse, a 31-7 loss, or what was it, 42-10?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying, which defense is better?
I mean, you're just comparing apples to apples. They're
I'm
both
comparing
bad
numbers
losses.
to numbers. 31 is smaller than 42. in my
Yeah,
eyes.
but-
Chris, you want to give me a good intro, bro? And I'll go right into it. Let's just get it over with, man. Let's just do it.
Okay, yeah.
You say
if you want
quietly. You
to.
don't have to. I know you got a baby and stuff now.
I can
say
yell.
it.
If
I
you
do
want,
have
if you
a
want me to give
baby.
it a try,
Oh, sure,
You
Alex.
know what, Alex?
I can-
Please.
I can yell.
Please.
We
I
ignored
do
you
have
long
Charlie
enough. This could be your
right here.
redemption.
So please scream.
I'm gonna turn down my volume.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh boy.
Oh, we didn't get it. I thought we got a text about be quiet, but we didn't. Okay, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the most electrifying,
We're about to.
exhilarating corner in all of the lands. Everything is bigger in Texas, and so is this. Welcome to the first and last, hopefully lost to the 49ers Cowboys corner.
I'll start with
With Justin.
questions.
Um,
Yeah,
I would okay.
kind of
I'd
front.
actually like to start before the game. How did you feel going into it after destroying the Patriots in Dallas? And then so what was your mindset going into the 49ers game coming off of week?
We
three?
missed last week's podcast, and so I didn't get to glow about that win. And honestly, it's not even that glow. The fucking Patriots look like ass. So
Yeah.
I projected we would do that well. So going into it, I still had the same mentality and the same thought that, dude, this is gonna be a tough game. This is gonna be a prove it game, and we just gotta get hype and we gotta be ready for it. And that's the mentality I walked in with that game. And the whole time for 3 quarters, I was, let's fucking go. And then I died. But I progress. Next question. Alex, front.
Okay. So, where do you put the blame for this game?
God, where everywhere?
Oh, the whole team?
Dude,
Okay.
they all look like shit. Our defense. Okay, so Alex, to answer your question, I put the blame on a lot of different people. I put the blame on Mike McCarthy with having not a solid game plan. I put the blame on the players for not playing up to their potential. I put the blame on how good the 49ers are, and Fred Warner specifically, I'd like to shout out.
Looks like
Because
an absolute monster.
Fred Warner dominated us. You didn't hear nothing about Nick Bosa, but I heard everything about Fred Warner, man. And I watched him fly all over that field. And you know what? Our poor little defense, it's just one player after another because they keep holding up our fucking team. And I just don't know how long that's gonna last.
I got a
All
follow-up
right.
question.
Back to you. Yes, sir.
Okay, so I want to give you this. I'm with you. It's kind of insane how fucking many weapons that team has, and with how good our defenses are, it's still like we kind of look like fucking cupcakes out there.
You know what's so funny is we held Christian McCaffrey to the least amount of yards he's had all season.
Oh, I know.
66.
I
And we
know.
still got our ass beat.
I know. Second question. This is an actual question. Maybe
Okay.
you haven't thought about it. Maybe you have.
After this, you can't ask questions. I'm going back to Chris. Go ahead.
100%. This is an actual question though. Was losing Diggs a bigger mentality loss than we actually realized? No. Okay.
Devin Bland has been doing awesome for us with his replacement. If you could have asked for any better substitute or someone that's kind of not like him, but someone to kind of replace him, Devin Bland has done every bit of what he's had to do in order to be successful on that team to help us in this area. So no, I mean, I think the Trayvon Diggs thing does suck and it does add pressure to certain people, but we didn't get beat by their wide receivers either. We got beat by George Kittle. And that comes down to a linebacker area more than anything, because most of the time they had linebackers on Kittle and stuff. But so, no, I think Devin Bland played the best he could possibly do. Javon Curse played well. He's our safety. We also have Donovan Wilson back there. He played well. And even Stephon Gilmore did. The score does not represent, I feel like, how well our defense actually played. The score represents how bad our offense played. Jake,
I get that.
or McJam. Damn it, I do that every fucking time. Do you have any questions? Because I'll skip Alex for a second. You have any questions to come back? Because you are the one team to beat me too. So go ahead.
Yeah, you think the Cardinals have a chance of beating the Cowboys again?
Probably. If we keep playing like that. All right, back to Chris.
So I have a statement and 2 questions. My statement is I had deja vu at a certain point watching this game, because for Kittle's second touchdown, as that play unfolded, I was like, the Lions just ran this play earlier with Sam Laporta
Yeah, they
and
did.
they scored too. And then like 20 minutes later, Twitter is like, oh, same play. So I was like, look at the Lions like doing shit that top contending teams are doing and honestly doing it first.
Ben
Um, I'm
Johnson for
sure
you.
I'm sure the 49ers probably had a similar play to that already in their book and whatnot, but still. My first question I'll go with is what is your current thoughts on Dak and his future as a Cowboy?
I think there definitely is like question. It's not that maybe I'm questioning him, but I think the whole organization as a whole is like questioning him. I think this was arguably probably his worst game he's played all season with his 2 interceptions and all that stuff. But I think it's just getting in rhythm. And well, he had 3 for the season. He had 2 in one game, or do you have 3 in that game?
He had 3 in that game.
I turned it off after the third quarter. Once we start like halfway through the third quarter, I shut it off. Couldn't
Yeah,
do
he
it.
I
threw a
feel
third
that.
one.
But you know, it wasn't his best performance, and it doesn't shine light. But I can't put it all on him. I mean, CeeDee Lamb wasn't open at all. He did nothing. And then what? You got to rely on Michael Gallup. He did something. Brandon Cooks maybe did something. Like no one did anything. Like, and this is the other sad part is you asked me to doubt Dak, but then you look at like Tony Pollard. Man, I was so excited for Tony Pollard to finally get a shot and be the man. It wasn't. He really hasn't shown me anything that makes him the man. I think he has to be a two do running back, and I think we need a like not a Zeke, but like a power runner, and then we have to have him because Tony Pollard is not a power runner, and they've been running between the tackles this entire season, and that's not his style, but we're not able to get anything going for him. He hasn't had like a really long breakout. Our offense just needs to get to work. And so to comment on this, I saw a little thing earlier that like Mike McCarthy, where he put the blame on himself. He put the blame on not being able to generate offense and not generating a good play call, and that he's literally just been at work trying to put something together. What that means, who fucking knows? The only time can tell. However, if we're going to be any type of contenders, that was a game we really needed to prove it, and we did not. And it was really embarrassing. It was so sad to watch. First off, I hate losing, period, and I didn't want to lose the 49ers. At least wanted to make it a game. If we were going to lose, make it a game. Because like that, you can't say these are 2 top contending teams, and then we get our ass beat like that. I would essentially say the Steelers played better than us. You guys lost what, 26-6?
What?
You guys lost 26-6 or something so like that?
31-7.
Oh, a little better. Not, I mean, shit.
We
But
did a little better.
it was just embarrassing, man. Like it just sucks. Like it sucks. And this is the life of a Cowboys fan, is constantly being let down. So I'm optimistic that tomorrow is going to be a better day. That's what we always talk about being a Cowboys fan, right? Tomorrow's a better day. We'll start fresh. It'll be new. But like, it's dude, like. I'm never going to give up, but I am so frustrated that we have all this talent. We have all these pieces. And people are dropping like flies on our team. We just lost Leighton Vander Esch to a neck injury. Trayvon Diggs.
He wears that neck roll, though.
Lyman have been out. Brandon Cooks was out. Like, dude, it's just like, fuck. Like, I feel like I don't even try to think of other teams that have been losing people like that too. So
this might be the season where you guys just have the injury bug.
We had an injury book last year with Dak.
Did you?
And then we had Michael Gallup with a fucking ACL. Then we had this, like every year we have this. But it ultimately the best teams, it doesn't matter because they still find ways to win. And if it wasn't for our defense, this season could look a lot scarier. Like we could probably, dude, honestly, we'd be worse than what we are now.
I mean, honestly,
right? Like if our
tank
defense
for Caleb
wasn't as
Williams.
Good, no. But I think Dak is going to be on the hot seat. I know people were chanting to see Trey Lance at that game, but that's more because I think he was a 49er, but they couldn't put him in anyway, so they're stupid for chanting that, like fucking idiots. But what do you do, guys? Like what I got nothing positive to say. I got nothing good to say about the Cowboys other than they just need to figure the shit out and get it together.
That's
right?
Okay.
I mean, what else do you do?
So I've got one more question before we no, they're not going to do that. One more question before we put you out of your misery here. You kind of touched on it a lot with Mike McCarthy and his play calling and whatnot. Is there any part of you that misses even though sometimes it was
Kellen Moore.
stupid, but the more creative offense under Kellen Moore.
No, because I think like arguably, if you look statistically, besides the last game, Dak's been playing his best football. He's had the least amount of interceptions. He has a 72% completion rating. Like it wouldn't say he's doing the best in the red zone. He's not doing the best here, but he's protecting the ball. He's getting us in good positions. He's giving our defense a chance to win games. And ultimately, like you talk about not having an elite quarterback, I wouldn't say he's elite. I wouldn't say he's the best, but I would say he's top 15. And I don't think it's him. It's just getting the things right and gelling in the right place. When Kellen Moore first came, our offense, I mean, like our offense was just hot because they were young, right? I can't remember when even he took over what year that was, but like when Dak and Zeke were both young, that's when he basically started taking over. Once Tony Romo left,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because he was still there when
He was there when Tony was
Jason Garrett was there, right?
Mhm.
And
He's been there
Mike
forever.
McCarthy inherited him.
Shit, I
Yeah.
can't believe that.
Because he was
Jason Garrett.
I forgot, he was a quarterback coach for a long time.
Yeah.
And then, so dude, no, I'm patient with Mike McCarthy. You got to give him like some time to develop all that. And really, I'd rather lose this game now and win it in the playoffs. Don't hit peaks right now, right? Like all these teams are hitting some peaks right now. Worst time. We don't want to be here at that. We don't want to be peak season. Right now, we should struggle because then when it comes time for December and January, like we want to be winning those tough games. We want to be getting ourselves to the playoffs. We got to win games in the playoffs. Like we still got to play the Eagles twice, and they're undefeated. They're fighting games. So
you know who's looking good?
Who?
The Commanders.
Shut the fuck up.
You couldn't beat the Cardinals. Don't fucking say shut the fuck up. They beat the Cardinals.
Either way or not. Well, the Cardinals got beat by the Bengals, who were looking pretty trashy. So it's all over the place. It's fucking football. It's any given Sunday. No, Chris. This should be more electric. This should be more exciting because it's a Cowboys corner. It's fancy. It's the best. Everybody loves it, right? But ultimately, it was not a good week. We got no good vibes, and we're moving on to another day.
Understood.
And you know what?
Though?
I think this is the most exciting. I want to do this next one because I'm so excited for this. I've been a fan for you since you were about to fall off the edge. I literally had to save you, I felt like. But it is time, Chris, to just fucking Lions Den, Kneecap Diner. I don't give a fuck what you call it. You guys are the best team in the NFC North. You literally, dude, are you undefeated right now or you lost one game?
No, we should be. We're 4-1. We lost to Seattle in overtime.
Oh, yeah, that's
it was a brutal game. It is what it is.
The birth of his son.
Yeah, it was literally the day Charlie was born, a few hours before, and ever since then they've been playing amazing football. And
Charlie?
So I like to say Charlie's my good luck charm.
Well, can I ask one question?
Yeah, go for it.
So we just got over this conversation of being in peak football.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, are you guys in peak football right now? Are you too early?
Nope, not at all. Our offense is only just getting going. Just wait, because we're incorporating Jameson Williams, who just got back. Alex wants to comment on his hands. I'm not worried about it. What I was excited about in this game with Jameson Williams is he is a hell of a blocker. He doesn't take a snap off. Like when it's a run play, he's blocking his ass off. Yes, Alex.
I have a question.
Oh, really?
If the Lions are 4-1, you said, correct?
Yes, sir.
Against arguably a weak-ish schedule. I wouldn't say it's completely weak. It's weak-ish though. You got Carolina who hasn't won a game. Hold on. I said weak-ish. I said Carolina who hasn't won a game.
Yep.
Atlanta who looks good, but like
they're young.
Doesn't at the same time they're young, right? You said you have a loss to a team that looks okay.
No, they look good. They look good.
Who was the other win? I forget.
We have beaten the Green Bay Packers in
the
Lambeau.
Packers. Yeah, the Packers who with Jordan Love kind of look like the fucking Packers of 1984. They won 85, so maybe 74.
No, 85 was the Bears.
86? No, 95 was the Packers.
No, 96 was when they won.
No.
They were
Justin
bad until like the mid
Justin was
90s.
Justin was born the year the Cowboys won. So it was 95 they won or 96. We've had this conversation too many times.
95 to 96 is when we won. And technically,
The
everybody says
season
it's
of 95, Super Bowl of
Yes.
96.
Oh, okay.
The season
So
of 96, Super Bowl of
so the
97
real
for the
question is, I
Packers.
know that we've probably talked about that on this podcast maybe 12 times. The real question is, how does it feel to know that the weakest part of your schedule is over and you're probably coming into the hardest part of your schedule? Like
I
going here on
disagree.
out? You disagree.
I think our hardest part is over.
You think the Ravens, the Bucks, and who else do you play next? The Raiders aren't that great. The Ravens and the
So
Bucks back to back.
yeah, I'm not worried about that. We got through the hardest part with our week 1, week 2, Chiefs, and then Seattle. And it wasn't like we should have won against Seattle. So it's like, yeah, it's a loss, but like we didn't look like a bad team. We went to Kansas City the night they're hanging a banner. We beat them in
That's
their
a
home
big morale
stadium.
boost.
Going
With the
forward,
asterisk.
the only game, yeah, fuck that. The only game I'm worried about is Dallas. The rest of that looks like a cakewalk. I'm
Yeah,
not
yes.
worried about our division. We may drop a game or two to the division just because of those. It's that type of, those games are tough. But I'm not worried about the divisional games. I'm not worried about the
I
Bucks.
hope you guys lose to the Broncos. I will never let you live it down if you guys lose to the Broncos.
I won't ever let me
hope-
live it down if we lose to the Broncos. They are trash this year.
they
Baltimore is a little intimidating just because of the
But in 2 weeks, they're not going to be fully healthy. So I think you'll be
no,
fine.
OBJ's already hurt again.
I know. What
So
a
like
dumb, what a
and
dumb
their
pickup.
offense does not look like it's all on the same page, and our defense is just destroying right now. So
Yeah, I would say that you're probably
not too
your
worried.
hardest until the 3 weeks before the end of the season. That's probably when your hardest of your schedule probably starts because it goes divisional, Cowboys divisional. It's probably
Yeah.
that's
And
pretty
the
hard.
Vikings may be super trash by then if they trade Kirk Cousins and blow up the team a bit. So we'll see. But to be honest, it's just crazy because you guys kind of alluded to it. Like a year ago, I reached probably my lowest point as a Lions fan at 1-6, where it was like going into that season, it's like, man, we got the right coach. We got the right players. I love the drafting that we've been doing. Like, we're finally going to be good. Like, so many years of suffering, we're finally going to be good. And then 1-6. And I reached the lowest point I've ever had as a Lions fan where I hated talking about them on here. I was pissed. And I wasn't ever going to abandon them, but I needed kind of a sideshow AFC team that, I could be like, hey, they might be good one year because I couldn't rely on that with the Lions. And since then, and really since the Lions have traded Hutchinson, which I also was wrong about. Remember how mad I was about that trade?
Hawkinson.
I was like, did I say Hutchinson?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just so we'll get into Hutchinson because that man is a beast. I was so mad at the Hawkinson trade. I didn't want to let him go, and I definitely didn't want to let him go to a divisional rival. He's since looked average for them. Okay.
I've hella
overpaid him.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, we have Sam Laporta, who looks like he's about to be the next greatest tight end in the league on a rookie deal.
Calm down. It's 5 games.
Oh, really? Okay. Let me read some stats to you real quick.
Oh man, not
because I'm ready.
This in the group chat.
Oh, I'm ready. Did I send this? Oh yeah, I did send this in the group chat. He is first in receiving yards. By the way, this is for tight ends, not just receiving in general, but first in receiving yards, first in receiving yards after contact, second in yards after catch, tied for second in first downs. He is third in receptions and third in longest reception. I mean, and he's a rookie. He's a rookie. Do you realize that rookie tight ends don't get this much love and attention? Like, they're mostly just there for blocking. And then they slowly get into this dude is a beast. Like, I love Sam Laporta. Then he got Hutchinson on the other side, who's in year 2. He has now 4 picks in his NFL career as a defensive lineman. And this last one was a one-hander. And I don't know if you guys saw the picture of him getting tackled, but the dude literally almost blew out his knee. And he's fine. Like he is a monster.
Oh my God. It was like a hack of a tackle.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no. Oh no.
Well, I have a picture of it, like where his knee is like sideways. I should. Hutchinson is a beast. We got Brian Branch. I had Burns on the mind because that's a rumor that the Lions might be trading for him. Brian Branch is tearing it up. I'm excited to see what JMO does. Like, this is the most excited I've been about the Lions in so long. Goff.
Campbell doesn't even look bad.
How about Goff?
Goff looks pretty good.
Exactly. People were shitting on Goff when he left the Rams, like, oh, he's about to, go to hell in Detroit, not do anything, and then be out of the league in a couple years when they can finally get rid of his contract. I'm pretty sure we're going to re-sign Goff. The dude is playing like a top 10 QB.
I didn't ever think he was bad in the Rams. It's just he had a rough system, and it's not his type of system. This is he seems way more comfortable in the Lions. Like
he is slinging it.
Mm-hmm.
He is getting out of pressure and slinging it.
I've been an avid shit talker of Jared Goff, and I would say he's been good. He's not your top 10 is a stretching it. Maybe he's like
just
like
you want to put Lamar in your top 10, so I don't want to hear it from you.
You even asked me what my top 10 was, so how do you know?
Yeah, because I know Lamar's gonna fucking be in it.
Well, I'm telling you, at the end of this year, he stats wise and everything, he will be in top 10 of quarterbacks in this league. No doubt. He is tearing it up. Amon-Ra, look how well we destroy. I know, granted, I'll give you Panthers haven't won a game, but we played that game without Amon-Ra, without Gibbs, without Branch, and you wouldn't know. We tore it up.
And I go back to it's the Panthers. Like,
I understand that. But are they not professionals?
The one thing I will say is not to take anything away from your team, but Reynolds has been stepping it up.
Josh Reynolds has had some amazing catches.
He's been stepping it up since week 1, so I'll give you that. And it's not like, we don't have Gibbs, we don't have a running back. You fucking got your number 1 running back still. It's just you don't have your secondary piece that helps it out. So Montgomery kind of fucked him up.
Yeah.
And then
he's a beast.
Like you said, you have Laporta, who's arguably, not even arguably, probably the best tight end in the league right now as of 5 weeks. 5 weeks. But he is the best tight end in the league, stats wise and looking wise. I don't know what he looks like. He might be a cute kid, but I don't know exactly what he looks like. But it's
I can tell you this, out of all the Iowa tight ends that have come out in recent years, he is the best looking one because the rest of them look like trailer park trash.
George Kittle.
Kittle, Hawkinson, yeah.
And
I would say Alex is tripping over his words. He's trying to think, so I'll give you a minute.
No, I was just trying to figure out where I was going. But
yeah, that's what exactly what I said.
You cannot say that your team wasn't great. Your team, your offense at least is still crazy good, even without your number 1 receiver, which is kind of scary.
Well,
and I want them to trade for another receiver.
It's so funny. That was an Alexism without actually having Alexism, because you said that he negated you, then you just reconfirmed what you said.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
No, he said it was like, we without these things. It's crazy that he is your number 1, but your team has been playing like you have 3 number 1s.
Yeah, this is by far the greatest team I've ever witnessed out of them. And that's why I'm not afraid of the divisional games. I'm not afraid of the Baltimore game, because like, you guys just beat Baltimore. You think I'm afraid of Baltimore?
I can't wait.
You think I'm afraid of Baltimore? And you know what? We might, but it's going to be a close. It's not going to be like, here we go, we're getting blown out.
Yes, but you're saying that we just beat Baltimore. The last 6 meetings that we've had have been decided by 5 points or less. Like not
And
all
I love
together,
that.
but every single meaning.
Good
I'm
thing
proud
this
of
is
him.
Hard-nosed
Steel
football.
Mill and this is the Lion's Den, and I have something to say, and you've been talking this entire time. So shut your mouth and sit down.
I'm gonna eat an applesauce.
No, please do. I need you to be quiet for a second, Chris. I am
Yes.
so impressed with the Lions. I liked them last year. I thought they had a good thing going. Sucked that to be where they were, but you had to be like thankful that they were headed in a direction. And just to watch them this year, like Alex negated that it's the Panthers. The Panthers have held really good scores to a lot of good teams. They have not been good, but they've lost by a score, like literally one possession game on most of these games.
Yeah.
So, and you guys blew them out of the water, like you said, without these missing pieces. Man, you're a scary team. I'm just here is what I'm curious about. You have very little, playoff experience in the last like 20 years, right? You have had a few. This is the biggest like year for you
Both
guys.
L's.
This is everything that you guys wanted, you've asked for. Now you got to go prove it. Do you think your Lions can go not all the way, but let's just say at least get some into the NFC Championship? I think if you get to the
That'd be
NFC
crazy.
Championship, that's a dub of a season, baby.
I don't think you make the NFC Championship, but that's crazy.
So to me, I mean, you got fans all over the spectrum. So you obviously have fans who are talking Super Bowl. That's not me. I'm talking, let's win the division and let's win a playoff game. Everything else above that is gravy on top. So if they make it to the NFC Championship, I'm streaking through my neighborhood. There's a school in it. That's probably a bad idea. But
Probably.
like that is a crazy successful year for them. And like, yeah, I'm a little nervous if we lose Brad Johnson because he's going to be a hot commodity, but I feel like the culture of this team has been instilled enough, and it's not like we're losing that playbook. We'll just bring up one of his minions below him and say, you're the coordinator now. Be like Brad.
Do you think that Brad Johnson's going to have the Kyle Shanahan legacy? He's fucking crazy good at offense.
He could. And I hope so. I mean, he's turned this offense into like it's even different than when we had Stafford and Megatron, because that's like all we had at the time, you know. This is like we have so many options that you don't know what we're going to do, and our run game is one of, if not the best in the league right now, because of our offensive line and because of. Did you guys see that direct snap to Montgomery that went through Jared
fucking funny.
Goff's legs?
That was good.
Like it's amazing.
I have a final question. Oh, he's talking to his kid. I have a final question, then we can move on.
No, I'm yelling at cats.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, did I say I was ready to move on from Lions Den?
Yeah, but you've been talking about it for a while. So I want to give props and then ask, how crazy is it that your weakest link in your team was your secondary last year?
Mm-hmm.
And credit to Aaron Glenn. That's his name, right?
Yep.
Your defense coordinator. And your who's your GM? I forget his name.
Brad Holmes.
Yeah, Brad Holmes. To them, how does it feel to have a secondary that's kind of insane and you don't even have your top person back there right now?
I know we're waiting for. Looks like CJGJ might be back by playoff time, which is very exciting. Very exciting. I would still argue. So right now, without him, that our secondary is our weakest point in the team, and yet they're playing great football. You know, they're breaking up passes, they're getting picks, they're doing their job. It's super exciting to see because that was the biggest question mark on the team going into this year. Is okay, is the secondary going to be able to, you know, do good with this D line who's going to get to the QB, who's going to, you know, put pressure on the QB? Can the secondary hold up their end of the bargain? The only thing I want to say left before we can move on is that the Lions are 4-0 in the last 4 meetings against the Packers. Sorry, McJam. And they are 6-0 in their last 6 divisional games. And I would love nothing more than to sweep the division this year and take the title. That'd
Funny
be
how
great.
years of not beating the Packers, and he goes for 2 years, he beats, or 2.5.
Actually, to be honest with you,
no, here
there's a couple years where There's a couple years where we did get
My
swept
bad.
and we were really bad, like the
My
0 and
bad.
16 year, obviously. But we normally actually split
1-1.
a lot with the Packers. Yeah.
Well, you know what? This has been such a fun edition. And who knew that the Lions would be the best team in this podcast? Who knew that the Steelers would even be the second? And somehow here we are.
Somehow.
But let's great wrap up. Great job, boys. I'm so happy for you. I'm so excited you guys got some dubs.
Can we talk
I'm
about
pissed.
Can we talk about the bird's nest real quick though? I know we want to move on from this, but did you
I don't think
I know
he
you were in
actually-
paradise,
Look at
McJam.
his face.
I know you were in paradise and you didn't have cell service. So I don't know if you got to catch the game or you got to like look up into highlights of the game. But how do you feel about the Cards and the bird's nest?
It's not looking so good. I was in Mexico, was not watching the game, but I saw some highlights. Yeah, it's looking grim for sure. I think we play the Rams next week, right? Or this week.
So
Yep.
it's always rough with the divisional game.
I think that's a possible win. Honestly, I might pick them this week.
It's a
But yeah.
divisional game. It's anyone's game.
Yeah,
And-
not looking forward to it, but I'm probably going to be picking the Cardinals for that one.
It
I can't
sucked
believe
that
you guys let Joey Burrow get his like swagger back. Out of
Yeah.
all people you had to let get swagger back, he had
Not really. He's going to be trash this
Sorry.
weekend.
Jamar Chase got his swagger back.
There you go.
3 TDs.
Well,
I got nothing to say.
smoking
You know who
spoken like
doesn't have swagger though?
Okay, can we talk about the
Miss-
biggest issue that's going on in football right now?
I don't know,
Oh,
what's
okay.
this- Whoa. Okay.
Turf
What?
Football fields. Everybody has been complaining about the turf. Everybody is like, I don't. Chris, you look at me like I'm dumb.
No,
But
no, I'm not.
It's crazy.
No, that's a huge topic. Yeah.
Can someone explain this to me as like I'm a dumb? I know what's going on, but tell me like I'm a dummy.
So basically, the game of football originated on
Oh
the
my God.
surface we know as grass. It's been played on grass for many a year. And then turf started coming around, and the old school turf was really, really bad. But the newer turf is a lot better, but players do not like it. It's a harder surface to fall on. It's an easier surface to get hurt on. They would all rather play on nice, soft, cushy grass. Very understandable. I'd be with them on that for sure. And so whenever a player gets hurt on turf, there's always cries for let's get rid of turf. We need grass. The problem is players get hurt on grass too, and then you don't hear about those people. Like it's only just when it happens on turf. So it's kind of this weird area. It's like, well, is it really the turf, or does grass just feel better? But are the injury statistics the same? I don't know. I don't have those numbers. But I could understand why they would want grass.
I've also heard a positive of turf is you don't have the holes that you naturally get in a grass field. Like you don't have
Makes
the
sense.
weird like divots that you get in the
Yep.
grass field. Sure, it sucks a little bit. Soccer players love the turf. No idea
No.
why.
Grass.
The turf is really
Soccer
really
plays like
fast for
grass.
soccer. Yeah. FIFA requires grass.
Yes.
Indoor soccer has a lot of turf. I mean, like when
Oh,
I
I was
played high
talking to
school,
some
there's a
soccer
lot of
players out here
back and
in
forth. Some soccer players like turf, but because it's a faster game, your
Mm.
passes go really fast. You feel like you can run faster because it's like you said, sometimes the field is a little iffy, especially if there's been water. But I personally always enjoyed grass.
I was watching Travis Kelce almost break his ankle this week on that turf was insane.
Wild.
Literally, it was just because he couldn't like plant his foot. His foot just slipped. I think that's been like the biggest caveat. I think it's so easy to do grass nowadays. How are you telling me we can do all these processed foods and all this other stuff, but you can't grow grass?
It's less expensive for these owners. They can just pay for turf and use it for several seasons before needing to replace it. Where
What's your
grass is
profits, dude?
every
Just fucking
year,
eat some shit
nonstop.
and make grass. Like
Hey, they don't care about that. They want
I
all the profits
know.
they can make.
I know, but
Hey, talk to your guy Jerry.
JJ.
No, he's cheap, bro. That's why he's a billionaire. I mean,
Yeah.
he's not cheap, but he's cheap. He
And what do you guys
invests
play on?
to get money back. Probably turf.
Yep.
Didn't say I like it. I'm just saying. I plus like, dude, playing. I played on grass and I played on turf just as an athlete. I love grass so much better. As a turf, dude, that shit get all up in your grill. The fucking stupid ass rubber pellets. They're
Yeah.
all you're sweating. It's on your face. It's on your body. It's in your pants. It ends up everywhere.
Is the Steelers stadium grass,
But
right?
that's grass.
I was gonna say that's grass. That's gotta be
Yep.
grass. I don't know if they'll get
Even the
turf until they build a
Cardinals,
new stadium.
who have the dome, have
Have
the
grass.
ability to have grass because the field,
Rolls.
moves out. Yeah. So I would like, I wish, to me, I think football should be played outside on grass. I don't like domes. It pisses me off that the Lions play in a dome. I think we should
Why?
take advantage of our winter weather.
Oh,
Use
no.
that for our advantage.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
No.
I'm the same way with
Yeah,
ASU.
fans, bro. I don't
ASU
even.
is I say it every year. ASU is ridiculous for all the night games they play. They should kill their other team by making them play during the day because they're acclimated to it. The other team is not.
No
I
one
get
would
what you're
watch, but yeah.
saying, but like, I think from a fan standpoint, being in Seattle, we have an open stadium. Dude, when it's 55 degrees and pissing rain, it's not fun to be out there. I don't even. I just love football, but it's not it's like miserable. That's how
Yeah,
I
but
feel
you're not a
with the
Seahawks
Detroit. I just love football. I'd go see a game. I'd go pay to see a game. But like if I was in Detroit watching the Cowboys play and it was fucking 30 or 20, even it could be negative there sometimes. Dude, I'm gonna go watch it from the bar that's warm. Why would I sit there in that weather and play? That's why I like domes because they're covered. You can have it's better weather, right? Better for the fans, better for the players. Because like even on those situations that are like dude, it gets crazy and it could be you can get hurt. Like there's more opportunities for that.
It is
So I
true.
think I get what you're saying, but I will agree to disagree. But I had to ask you guys is your hot topic, hot debate, because that's been a big thing that everybody's been talking about right now. The other one I didn't even mention during the Cowboys corner is fuck Dallas, George Kittle. You
Oh
guys see
yeah.
that? About to
True.
get
Yep.
fined. And no sock Hill is gonna get fined again. Talk
He
about
got
all these.
he got more like a heavier fine than Kittle did. Kittle literally had a shirt that said fuck on it. And he's rumored to be getting like an $11,000 fine. Tyreek is like, he didn't disclose what it was, but he said it's under 100 grand. But that leads me to believe it's over 50 grand.
It leads me to believe it's over 75.
And it's just
It's
because he
close
didn't
enough
wear
to 100 to
socks.
say 100.
I can't believe George Kittle had fuck Dallas, but he's not wearing socks. He's choosing to play barefoot. And
He's playing sockless.
yeah, that's it. He's just playing. He's
Yeah,
playing
he
with
just had
Kind of
shoes.
gross.
Oh, it's super gross. Got to be bad for your feet. But like,
And a cleat, yeah.
why are you getting fined? Like, that's some dumb ass shit. That's dumb.
I
It's
understand.
because
I
The
understand.
NFL
fine.
wants like everyone wears socks. You're all wearing team socks. It's a
Well,
unit.
yeah.
Like it's just like a uniformity
I
thing.
get the uniform like fine. Sure, it doesn't have to be crazy under 100 grand, but I understand the uniform policy fine. It'd be like at work, you're not allowed to wear X. Okay, cool. If I wear it, I'm gonna get in trouble.
that don't stop people. Trust me.
But the fuck on national television? Come on.
Was that actually caught on TV?
It was maybe it wasn't because he was celebrating off to the side when Christian McCaffrey scored. That's what it was.
Either
Okay.
way or not, it's just crazy that all the. Then I'm assuming he's not the only guy that got a fine for something. I bet people.
No,
get-
probably
No.
not. I mean, look at how many Ocho Cinco got.
Oh yeah.
Or
But he
T.O.
was doing some ridiculous. He did some ridiculous. He went out of his way to get those fines. He wanted those fines.
Isn't Ocho Cinco the one with the gold jacket?
Yeah.
Or is that T.O.?
No, that's Ocho Cinco.
Ocho Cinco, baby. Popcorn, the phone,
Mm-hmm.
That was Ocho
No,
Cinco.
the phone.
the-
Yeah.
star,
Then you got Randy Moss with the mooning.
the mooning.
You never saw
How
dude
about?
do the the Key and Peele skit that like, and he didn't.
Oh
get fined?
yeah, the pumps.
Well, Amon Ra did that as a celebration a few weeks ago, and the ref, I don't know if he was joking, and I'm assuming as a joke, but he said if he would have done it one more time, it would have been a flag.
That's funny. Are we on the hot? I'm not privy to the outline, but are we on the hot topic debate?
We definitely can be because I would like to start
Um,
it off with the Broncos being complete
Oh,
absolute trash. Sean Payton might be a fraud. Russell Wilson, Mr. Unlimited, fumbled the game away. They're just bad. And it drives me crazy because once again, they're going to be in prime time this week. And it's like, come on. Did we not learn from last year?
Yep.
You know who I want to talk to?
Oh, yeah.
The Finellis.
No, I already know the Finellis don't give a shit. There's one person who would die for the Broncos that we know. But
Riley.
I could get him on and say some shit because they look horrible. You're so right, Chris.
They look horrible.
It's so bad. And what's crazy is like they were so bad last year, and I get they brought in Sean Payton, but like why was that addition alone like, oh, let's give the Broncos all these primetime games? No one wants to watch this Broncos team. They're horrible. Flex all their games. I don't know if they have any more the rest of this year. I'm assuming they do. Flex them now because they're not worth a primetime spot.
You can't flex a Thursday night game.
You can't flex it. You can, but it's very rare they'll ever do it.
You can flex a Sunday night game. I don't even know if you can flex a Monday night game.
Yeah, you can.
The whole team just looks bad. You can blame it on everybody, but everybody looks bad. Like it's not just Russell. It's the whole team. The offensive line looks like trash. That defense looks like trash.
The coach looks like trash.
Sean Payne is so. I'm Sean. Dude, Sean.
After all his talking,
yeah,
he did all that talking about how bad of a coaching job they had last year, and he's doing a worse one.
I'm honestly happy for Nathaniel Hackett to get that win.
Yeah,
me too.
Kind of fucked up to talk. We never good.
Hard last year, like
we're doing. We did.
But it's also
we're not an NFL coach.
But you know what? We gotta give hats off when it's due. Some dude talks shit on you. Go beat his ass.
Beat his ass, bro.
Beat his ass. He didn't beat his ass, but he beat him.
No, he beat him 31-21. What's it called? But the fact that a head coach is talking so badly about the coach before him, I've just never really heard of that.
No,
that's weird. Like you shouldn't. There's obviously a reason you have the job. And Sean Payton, you are Sean Payton. Like you don't really have to prove who you are to anybody. I don't know why you're getting into this weird drama with the coach before you. That the only reason he was kind of signed was probably to get Aaron Rodgers. And so not that that's like why he was signed, but that's probably a big reason why he was signed.
Big reason.
Probably get Aaron Rodgers. Not that he's not a good like offensive coordinator, but weird to see that kind of a talk from a coach that's so highly esteemed.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're probably the worst team in football right now, besides Panthers, then Broncos.
Well, Panthers were going to be bad. What about a coach that is maybe on the hot seat? He's not unfireable. Bill Belichick.
See, this is where I get angry as a Lions fan, because if we had a coach that was half as successful as Bill, give him a lifetime contract. I don't care. Let him coach as long as he wants. I don't care. Now, what I will say is he should not be the GM anymore. He has not been a great GM in the last decade. And I think he can still coach the hell out of a defense. So I'm fine with him. If I'm a Patriots fan, I still want him as the head coach, but someone else needs to be buying the groceries.
I have a feeling that they're going to fire him as a coach and bring him back as a GM.
What? Why?
Only. Well, I don't know if they're going to be able to get rid of Belichick. And how much longer does Belichick actually want to coach for?
I think he wants to beat Don Shula's record.
Which is what?
I don't know the amount of wins off the top of my head, but I do know that he's like 18 away or 20 away if you include playoffs.
Well, it's going to take a while to get that 20 with the team he has.
Yeah.
Yeah, Don Shula had 347 wins.
Oh. Then he's really far away because I believe his bill is at 299.
Yep.
Wow.
Okay, he is much further away than I thought. I thought he was only like 20 away. That's
a lot
over
of
40.
Wins.
Yeah, that's several years of winning,
especially with the team. So does that mean that you think that maybe?
I don't think it's closing on him. I think Mac Jones looked like ass, bro.
Yeah,
I think that team has been trying to find an identity since Tom left, and I just don't think they have one. I think they like as much as it hurts to say that Tom was that person for them. He was. Like, you got to look at it now at this point. Like, they did good a couple of years, but not great. Did they make a playoffs? Can't remember.
They made the playoffs Mac's first year when they still had Josh McDaniels, and they got destroyed by the Bills.
And they keep getting
McDaniels
worse.
looks like trash.
And they keep getting worse. So it's almost like I don't think it's necessarily him. I think it's maybe the team. Bill always finds a way, and I think he'll find a way to make it work. Not this year, maybe next year, but like we've not seen him be in this bad of a situation ever since
The Bledsoe era.
Here's my idea.
He wasn't even bad in the Bledsoe area. They weren't bad.
Here's my idea. I don't know if they could do it after this year or next year because I don't know when he's going to enter the draft. What they need to do is get rid of Mac.
Oh yeah.
I like Bill O'Brien as an offensive coordinator, but get rid of him too and bring in Tom Brady to be the QB coach and offensive coordinator. Draft JJ McCarthy out of Michigan and let Tom Brady groom him, and they will be Super Bowl champions.
That's weird
again.
that you're asking someone to groom a kid.
I can't believe he literally just like
he's overage.
On roundabout way, he just sucked Michigan off.
Do you want to be a Patriots fan that bad? Like, I don't understand.
No, I'm just saying if I was in charge of that team, this is what I would do to. I will say when JJ McCarthy comes out of college, I will follow him like I did Brady, and wherever he goes, unless it's in the division, I will root for him nonstop.
Would you root for him if he was in the division, just not against the Lions?
I would be happy for his success as an individual, but I would not be able to root for him.
You'd want him to throw like 100 touchdowns, but lose every game by a touchdown.
Exactly.
If they keep going the way they are, they have a potential to get Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Because the Panthers are 0-5. They're not going to draft Caleb Williams.
But what about
do is trade away their pick? But
the Cards.
Well, that's the thing. The Panthers don't even have that pick. The Bears do. The Bears right now sit at pick number 1 and number 2. And if they get rid of Fields, I feel like they will take. Although, you know what? They're not good at drafting quarterbacks because they passed on Mahomes, and they technically passed on another quarterback who turned out to be a piece of shit later on in Deshaun Watson. But at the time, that was a crazy swing and a miss.
Molester.
So knowing them, they would probably take the kid out of Duke, who's unproven.
Really? Out of Duke?
Yeah, Duke has a good quarterback.
I know he has a good QB. He got hurt in that Notre Dame game, but out of Duke, really? You think they take him over like?
Well, I'm just joking because they're notorious for shooting themselves in the foot. I think they will take Caleb Williams.
But then what do you do with Fields? Trade him?
Yeah.
Give him to the Steelers. Pittsburgh.
You'd want him?
Justin Fields. Why not?
Honestly,
he's just as bad at throwing. He's just better on his feet.
Well, if you're telling me that I can get a quarterback that's just as bad as throwing but better on his feet,
okay,
is that an upgrade?
Slightly.
Look what we were able to do with Lamar Jackson. Just as bad as throwing, but able to run with his feet.
Lamar's a little bit better at throwing.
I would say a lot better, but anyways, we can get through all that. It'll be interesting. I'm just looking at what you guys have on here. I can't even think of any of it.
I wasn't planned on any hot topics?
You know, the Rams for being 2-3 look really good. They looked good against the Eagles. I don't think they played their best ball.
Puka Nacua.
But they played pretty good. I can't believe the Vikings suck dick the way they do. That is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
I love it.
What happened with JJ?
Their fans were talking he's on the IR. Their fans were talking so much going into this season, how they were going to run away with the division, how now that Rodgers was gone, they were just going to run train. The Lions still suck. They're not going to do anything. So I absolutely love watching their responses to how bad they are and how they're just now so pitiful. And it's like, oh, where were you 5 weeks ago when you guys thought you were going to make a run at the Super Bowl? So we're getting close to the trade deadline. I believe the trade deadline is on Halloween this year.
Oh, dope.
So it's going to be a spooky finish. I don't know about you guys, but I'm hoping that the Lions do a little bit of buying before the deadline. I'd like to see another weapon, and I'd like to see some more help on the defensive line. I think that would put us over the top to be able to contend for a ring, if that. I mean, that's the
Who do you
ultimate
think they
goal.
go after?
There's rumors that they go after Brian Burns on Carolina, who's a beast, and he's only 25. I would love for them to go after Max Crosby. He grew up in Michigan, went to Eastern Michigan, was a
Max
Lions fan.
Crosby.
So I think
That'd be
him
a
and
double-edged
Hutchinson on the
sword.
D line, both Michigan boys, turning this team around. Like that's just like a good story. But I think the Raiders have too much money caught up in him to be able to trade him. So I don't think that's realistic. And then offensively, I would love a guy like Mike Evans. Get Mike Evans. Oh, we'd be unstoppable. But I think more realistically, they'll probably go try and get the Broncos to give up Jerry Judy or Sutton, since they are just so atrocious.
So you're dreaming.
I'm dreaming, dude. I'm in like trade la la land where I'm thinking like get us two studs to push us towards a ring.
Hey, I would say you guys would do good stuff in order to get trades, but like I just think like who's willing to trade, who's going to get out there. I think there's got to be more trade talk for me to get more excited about trades because I don't think the Cowboys are even talking about any trades, and we need people, but we don't need people. Do you know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where like who are you even going to get? That's like another corner
That's
for what to be in
worth
this.
like getting.
Yeah, so it'll be very interesting to see what ends up happening. With before the trade line, I hope it gets a little bit more intense and some things start happening pretty soon. But yeah, we'll see, man. You got anything else for trade deadlines for your team?
Do you
My
want them to
team.
trade TJ?
Well, let's just trade the sack leader.
Yeah.
8
I mean, you
sacks.
guys
No.
are such trash. Like he's not really gonna do anything.
We're not fresh. We're the number one division. Don't fucking talk to us like that.
Or do you think you're gonna buy?
The thing is, I just don't know. Unless we get a QB, I don't know what we're gonna buy. Our wide receiver core isn't horrible. Our running backs aren't horrible. Our offense, we need offensive line. So if we can get someone for the offensive line, sure. But like we just like if we ain't getting offensive line or QB, I don't know what we're getting because our secondary is young and old. So just like letting them like having Joey Porter Jr. get his first actual NFL pick. I know he got one in the preseason, but he got one last week. Very, very big pivotal one. So
Do you know what he told OBJ apparently?
what do you say?
He apparently told OBJ, go be a family man.
Good. Fuck yeah. Talk your shit, Joey Porter. Talk your shit.
Did any of you guys watch the Texans Falcons game?
I did not.
Yes,
Well,
I did. I
I
had a
caught a
lot of
little
money on
bit
that
of it,
game.
but
That was the
why?
best morning game. That was such a close game.
It was
It was actually fun to watch. It was competitive. It wasn't a blowout.
a fun game.
Yeah, it was. And honestly, both those teams are doing pretty decent.
Two young
We got
teams
our
moving in the
asses
right
handed to
direction.
us.
Well, I don't think we have much else to do. I know there's some other things. You don't have anything on college football we didn't really talk about. But honestly, it's even late now. Let's just be real, like guys. We've been doing this for over an hour because we got to.
It's late. I can do a quick
Late.
30-second recap of college ball right now. Michigan's killing it. They're number 2 in the country. You could argue
Okay, why you gotta start
they look
Michigan?
better than Georgia. But Georgia deserves to be number 1. They're 2-time defending champs. Alabama looks like trash. Their quarterback is trash for Alabama. And that's really all there is to talk about. I think USC is super overrated as well.
Yeah,
Colorado. Colorado pissed me off this week. You guys know me. I normally love to hate on ASU football, just because I'm bitter towards the school itself. But I didn't like, you know how Shadir does his like watch
yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
Did you see that he went over to the ASU student section and did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to have
Yeah,
McJam
McJam
jumping
is
on this.
flipping off the
Come on,
camera
McJam.
about that right
Give us
now.
your
McJam,
words.
talk your shit. Talk your shit, McJam.
Bro, we're a trash team. Why are you gonna flex the watch on
Exactly.
us? Like,
And you barely beat
Exactly.
you
Yeah,
by
they beat
3
him
to
to
points,
me-
field
right?
goal.
To me, I know he just got a big NIL deal that was released earlier today, but to me, when he does that, it just is like, hey, look what my daddy bought me. It's like, all right, dude. But yeah,
Yeah.
you barely beat ASU, who is in a rebuild with a first year coach. It's not his guys out there, like, and you're gonna go over and flex like you just put 100 on them. No, no. So that's trash.
Colorado's exciting this year, I think, more than anything, but they've not beat the shit out of a team. They've gotten the shit beat out of them.
Yep.
But like every game they have won, it's been like 54 to like 48.
I will say on that team, I do love Coach Prime.
I love
But the
Coach
problem with it
Absolutely.
is your son is like was balling out for 2 games.
He still is.
He is not balled. Maybe he is not like balling out like he was. He's still playing good football, but he's not like balling out. And to fact to be like, look at this, look at my ice on my wrist after beating a team that sorry, McJam, but like isn't great this year. That's like fucking it's like the Lions like teabagging the the Panthers after beating them. It's like, whoa, we beat a 0-4 team.
He's like his daddy, man.
Yes, but his
Yeah,
daddy,
and I
like,
get that, but it's
his
different.
daddy is
It's
considered
one
one of
thing to
the-
talk about.
is one
Talk
of
about
considered one of
yourself.
the
But, you know-
best cornerbacks ever.
Ever.
But he had the
Make
attitude.
the
He had the
NFL
attitude throughout
and
the
talk your shit.
start. He had the attitude from day one, and that's part of the reason why he was successful because he talks like that. And at the same time, like Colorado is only going to get better. This is going to be the worst year Colorado is going to have in the next
It's the
5
only
years.
years
Now that I will agree with you. In a couple years, they're going to be dangerous if Prime's still there. But we'll see what Shadir does in the NFL because
I don't think he's gonna do much.
we'll see.
Another,
That's all I'm
another
gonna say.
Lamar. Lamar's good, but a less good Lamar.
And then other than that, there's really not much to say about college ball.
Hockey's back, boys.
Hockey is back. The NBA preseason is going on right now.
Yep.
It's almost back. We're
did
going
you
to be
guys-
in full force.
Did you
here
watch
soon.
the Kraken game?
I
Justin?
did not.
I watched the first period.
I'm never gonna watch a Kraken's game if it's fucking in Seattle every week. 10
Why?
p.m. puck drop. What is that?
Oh, it was 11:14 Eastern time. It was 8:14 our time. I was like, damn, that's late, and I didn't even want
Dude.
to watch.
Yeah, a 10 p.m. puck drop. What's that about? Bedard gets his first win in the NHL
Higgins or Penguins.
against the Penguins.
Forgot to
You
leave
know,
that out.
The thing is, the Penguins are going to be an interesting team this year because their average age is 30 and a half. Oldest team in the league, only team over 30 years old, average. Well, I don't know.
Is that
what we
just because of two guys though?
No, it's because of Letang, Crosby, Malkin, and Carlson.
Okay.
So our fucking forward main people, so our two main defenders in our
Yeah, but 3 of your people have been lifers. Like, how awesome is that to say?
No, I understand. I just
that
think
happens more in hockey than any other sport, I feel
and
like.
it's also just like we made some crazy offseason moves. We'll see what happens. The big one was Carlson, so we'll see. He's a 100-point defender, so help Letang. Hopefully he doesn't get injured again this year. But yeah, we'll see how the year goes. Rosie and I are gonna go see him in Nashville on the 28th of November.
That's
Fun.
awesome.
I did.
Well, boys,
Be a
it's
fun-
been a
fun
great
game.
podcast. Alex, I'd like to thank you for joining us. I know you came in a little bit late. We kind of had like 20 minutes without you there. But I'm glad you
down.
decided to bring in your voice. We'll see you on the next episode, and go and check out our predictions podcast, which we're about to record right now for this week. And like us,
Check it-
subscribe
Check
to
out our
us on
TikTok. 'Cause
social
that's where
medias.
we do most of our stuff. TikTok at 3ME at the 3ME Bros. That's where we do
Is
most of our
it
stuff.
is it really though?
Yes. I
Did
post on there like
Is
two,
it
three.
really?
I post on there probably like 4 times a week. But
did we already discuss how I just came across the video you guys did about me? I was it was like midnight. I'm in bed. Little man was like just born. I'm scrolling through TikTok and then like I was scrolling for like 30 minutes and then I come across one that's about, do you know how weird it is to be scrolling on TikTok and then come across one that is about you?
I'm fucking dead.
And I loved it. It was great. And I was laughing and I showed Sydney and she goes, that's really funny. How late were you? And I was so much later than any of you guys predicted.
Oh, 110%.
yeah, you were so late that we couldn't even film a reaction video for it because you were so goddamn late. Because we were on and I was ready to film it. And then you were like, "Oh, boys, I gotta do it later." We're like, "What the
I know.
fuck, bro?"
Yep, that was bad.
Well, if you want to see that fun content, go follow us on all socials at the 3ME Bros. Other than that, boys, uh, it was good talking to you. Have a good weekend.
Have
Have
a
a good
great one,
I'm
you
s-
guys. You're so
I'm
great.
s-
Have a great day.
I'm so glad the guy with the worst internet connection did the sign off.
I know.